Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. And I want to say Shalom to Yakman Akwat out there pursuing this truth diligently. Coming at you once again with another lesson. This one's titled, It's Right in Front of You, Robbery. It's right in front of you, robbery. And this, of course, comes from a post that I found on Reddit. And it was titled, Lost 3.7 trillion. Don't worry, billionaires found it for you. And this comes from the anti-work Reddit, which is a Reddit that, it found it on the popular sub, I guess you could call it, the popular page. And but I'm familiar with the site because it comes up a lot, or the Reddit a lot, because it's a lot of people talking about just the bullshit that happens in the work industry, right? All these things that these people do. And if you just scroll through anti-work, we'll go over there real quick. You can see, like this one, and this is one I was actually going to mention. This one says awesome. It says, I ran out of, it's a text between a person and their boss. I ran out of insulin and I can't get it until tomorrow. I can't get it till tomorrow. I can't make it in today. They say, awesome, and we're really busy today. Better get a doctor's note. And that's in the situation that, America's in, is where, nobody wants to put up with this bullshit anymore. And they always go around and they say, oh, nobody wants to work anymore. Nobody wants to work. No, people are tired of being treated like a goddamn slave. That's what it is. Nobody wants to get treated like shit anymore. It's not that anybody wants to work. The task, the labor is fine. It's the situations that people are being put in that is not. All right, it's a situation that you're putting people in really fucking shitty, bullshit-ass situations where they're forced to work like a dog and they don't even get paid for it. That's what they don't want to be put through. All right, if you to go ahead and offer everybody a livable wage where they'd be able to afford an apartment, and make sure, if any type of employee starting issue and drama in the company and starting shit and talking shit, they get fired instantly. All right, and then if you're getting paid $30 an hour, and if anybody starts talking shit, they get fired instantly. All right, and you don't have to worry about someone talking shit or trying to start issues. All right, see how much people don't want to work then, because people are going to want to work, and people are going to be working, and people aren't going to complain about their jobs as much. All right, the only thing people complain about their job is if they're being overworked or underpaid. All right, and usually it's a combination of both. Most jobs, they underpay you and they overwork you. All right, or you're just working, you're not necessarily overworked, but you're just severely underpaid. All right, you don't have much of a task, but you're only getting paid $7 an hour. Oh, whoop-de-doo! Wow, what are you gonna pay with that? You can't even damn near get a single meal at a restaurant for that. $7. All right. And thankfully, most people are making more than that, but some people in the South aren't. So then you can go through here, and really, if you just scroll through this Reddit, it'll just make you mad. It'll just make you mad because you'll see all the shit that they do. All right, and all the shit, how Esau runs their companies. But this is a picture, and it says right up at the top, all right, and this is from, I guess, back in 2020 or 2021, but it says workers lost, and I'm allowed to say the word because I'm not speaking about anything medically, all right? I'm literally just reading what the post says. It says workers lost $3.7 trillion in earnings during the pandemic. Women in Generation Z saw the biggest losses. That's what they're saying, at least, right? So workers lost $3.7 trillion in earnings during the pandemic. Women in Gen Z saw the biggest losses. And then it goes on to say, world's billionaires get richer by $3.9 trillion during the pandemic. Where did that money go? They took your money and then some, right? They took your money and then some. So it was all just a big profit margin to them. They don't think about, all they see is numbers, all right? These Edomites and all the people that they put into higher positions of management, they make sure you're seeing numbers, all right? Now, I've been in situations where I've had to talk to higher management before, doing like conference calls or shit like that. And these motherfuckers are so out of touch with reality that they don't know their ass from their elbow, For example, back when I was at GameStop, right during the smack dead in the middle of the pandemic, right after we just opened, our district leader, this dumb motherfucker, gives us a conference call And and if you're a key holder, you had to do conference calls if the manager wasn't there. You're essentially assistant manager. Essentially, you were assistant to the assistant manager, really. But he's over here talking to us about why are our numbers not doing good this quarter when last year around the same quarter our numbers of profit margins were way up, and nobody wanted to call out to him and say. Because, he'd start issues with us. But all of us, you could just see everybody's face. We went silent because we all wanted to be like, because we're in the middle of a fucking pandemic, you retard. No one's leaving their houses. But they're so out of touch. Why is this number smaller than last year? Well, because, I don't know. There's some shit going on in the world. You ever care to think of that? No, you don't. These people don't know anything, man. But all they see is numbers. They see, well, there's this number smaller. Number should be bigger. Why bigger number, smaller number now? And these are the motherfuckers that get paid more than you. Anyway, Nahum 3:1. Let's go and get it. It says, "Woe to the bloody city! It is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not." And if you've been keeping up with these past few lessons that I put out the past few days, you'd see that we've been dealing a lot with these lies. The Levi cat eating lie, and then you had this this more than likely a lie. I can't say 100%. More than likely a lie. They're saying, "Oh, this guy was not lynched." Well, that's crazy because it sounds an awful lot like a lynching to me. But okay, all right, whatever you say. Yeah, even though he had the rope around his neck, even though he was at a tree, it was not a lynching. All right. He actually bought the rope himself. Can we see the receipts? No. Well, can we see the security footage of him buying the rope? No. Well, can we see his body? No. Well, can his father see his body? Yes. Yes, he can. All right, so how about that? No, really, you shouldn't see it. It's pretty bad. Well, that sounds like a lie to me. That's it. Imagine if I said, "Hey, man, I got a brand new Rolls Royce." You're like, "Damn, really?" I'm like, "Yep." "You got the receipt?" "Oh, no." I'm like, "Oh, you got a picture of you with the car?" No." "Well, you got a picture of the car?" No." "Well, we'll bring it in. Roll it through." "Oh, I can't. It's in the shop." You'd say, "Nah, that motherfucker doesn't have a Rolls Royce. He doesn't have a Rolls Royce at all." Well, you're over here believing what the police say. Fucking dumb, man. Nahum 3:1 again. "Woe to the bloody city! It is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not." And that's what they do. They lie to you and steal your money. Then they steal your money. Then they lie to you. All right? They lie to you, say, "Hey, we're going to do this, blah, 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 tax increments, yada, yada, yada." Oh, you got your money taken from you. Now you're having, all this money come out of your paycheck. And then, when you see the paycheck, "Hey, wait a minute, what is this?" "Oh, well, you're going to need that. You're going to need that because that's your health and that's your Social Security. You're going to need that in a couple years." "But wait a minute, I thought you just said on the news the other day that more than likely the people that are alive now that are actively working more than likely won't ever be able to see their Social Security. Like more than likely it'll probably be abolished or they won't have anything to pay out by then. So why am I paying into that then? If you're putting all this news out that says more than likely people right now won't be able to use their Social Security because it'll either be abolished or they won't have the money to pay out, why am I still paying into Social Security? That's a lot of money out of my check. Why am I paying into that? Where is that money going? Not to me. And that's how this place is in Babylon, man. They will rob you right in front of your face. It's right in front of you. It's right in front of you. And nobody does anything about it. They don't say anything about it. You have a group of people that will say something about it, and then the whole other people, they don't see nothing wrong with it. Well, what do you mean? What do you mean? And these are the same people that say, "Oh, conspiracy theories and all this is just a conspiracy theory and, that's not true. You're saying that there's a global elite." Man, if you still think that a global elite, and I saw this shit on Reddit the other day, if you still think global elite is a conspiracy theory, you're a goddamn retard, right? You are a goddamn retard if you still think the global elite's a conspiracy theory. That's got to be some of the dumbest shit I've ever heard. It's proven. What do you think BlackRock is then? A multi-billion, maybe even trillion, I'm not sure how much they're worth, but at least multi-billion-dollar corporation that is, it's privately owned by stockholders. Who? Who are these stockholders? Who are these people? And you don't just, if I buy into Apple stock, it's probably owned by stockholders. So if I have stocks and, me and 100 other brothers buy a bunch of stocks, we don't own Apple. We own stock in Apple, but we don't own Apple. who really owns BlackRock? And why can't you really find that information out? You know? Because if I buy into stock, I know who the owner is. Well, I don't know who owns it now, but I know at one point it was Steve Jobs. I don't know who the current guy is. But, you know, or if I buy into Microsoft, I know who Microsoft's owner is. It's Bill Gates. Why can't I find out who owns BlackRock? Why not? Why can't I find that out? For what reason? It's because they don't want you to know, man. It's because they don't want you to know. You know, and you can go and look it up. Let's see. Yeah, BlackRock is owned by many individual and institutional investors, and no single person or company has a major stake. Some of the largest shareholders include Vanguard, State Street, Bank of America, all these places, probably Unilever and all that shit. Well, who owns, you know, it says, it goes back to, they say Carl Schwab, all right? It says, founders, Larry Fink, all right? Let's see. Put that up on screen for you there. Those big letters. Let's see what else we have. Larry Fink, Robert S. Capito. Curious. Suffering. They're just suffering, guys. They are really just suffering. They've been through so much. Let's try to find another one. Oh man, you know, they're just the most oppressed people. Wow. It's a shame. You know. 10 trillion. Wow. That's some suffering right there. Anyway, you see who the founders are, but it's not owned by anybody. Some bullshit. But whatever you say. That's part of the lies. Again, Nahum 3:1. Woe to the bloody city. It is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not. And the prey is you, Jake. And you don't want to depart. I love it here, man. I love it here. It's good here, man. It's fucking dumb. Stupid. Stupid as hell. Alright? And we don't need that. At least not right now. So, let's go and get Jeremiah 22:13. It says, Woe unto him that buildeth his house by unrighteousness, and his chambers by wrong, that useth his neighbor's service without wages, and give him not for his work. You know, and it's just one of those things where Edomites, they've really built up everything they have on unrighteousness. It's been built on the back. If you want to rhyme, we're not black, but if you want to rhyme, it's been built on the back of the browns and the black, right? So that's if you want to rhyme, you can use that. But we're not black, all right? We're various shades of brown, okay? But you know, they call us black and brown, right? And, you know, we are the foundations of the society, all right, believe it or not. Because if they didn't have our labor, you know, next time, you know, look around you. What do you see? A bunch of buildings. Now, next time you see a building being built up, go and see who's building that building. You're going to see a lot of Issachar, and you're going to see a lot of Judah. All right, all southern and northern kingdoms, not just those specifically, but you'll see a lot of those too individually on a higher scale. But everybody, you'll see Ephraim and Manasseh and all of them. You'll see Gad. You'll see them all. But you know, you usually see that. And who do you see coming out in a little hat? All right, from his little office. All right, in a little box. All right, with air conditioning. Oh, here comes the big old white man coming to step down. Hey, why don't you got this hole dug yet? All right, well, now we've been out here all day. I don't care how hot it is. Get it done. Proceeds to go back and, you know, be on his computer in an air-conditioned unit while these guys are out here, you know, sweating, all right, and damn near having a heat stroke. All right, but he's saying, get it done, goddammit. He doesn't even know. Pick up a shovel and help then. Pick up a shovel and help. You won't. You won't do it. Pick up a brick and start to lay it. You won't. Pick up that sledgehammer and tear down that wall. You won't. All right, pick up that beam and start, you know, helping these workers put it in place. Nope, you won't do it. You won't. So shut the fuck up, man, because you ain't doing shit. You're actively doing nothing for society. All right, you come up with all the corporations and you get the black and brown to build it for you, so-called, right? You come up with, oh, I'm gonna make a restaurant. I'm gonna call it this and that, and it's gonna be a chain. It's gonna be a big block chain, and I'm gonna have it all over the United States. Who's gonna build it for you? The black and the brown. Who's gonna be working in the back? The black and the brown. Who's gonna be the face of the company? You and your little white servers, right? And that's what they do, man. That's what they do. They haven't done anything themselves. Air conditioning, ambulances, traffic lights, all these different things were invented by black folk. All right, so-called black folk, and and even other ones too with Latino inventions. Okay, if you look at white inventions, none of them are. I mean, they have some good ones, but not as many as things that are really plumbing and shit. Right? That wasn't created by Esau. Like, all the things you really need in life to have a decent lifestyle, all right, in a modern day age, all right, in this century, has all been created by Jake, right? Think about it. Even the layout of your keyboard, all right, the QWERTY keyboard, QWERTY, all right, when you see it. QWERTY, all right, when you see that was created by I can't remember his name, of IBM, all right, and when it was first utilized with the IBM Model M, all right, keyboard, all right, which is the keyboard, which don't even get me started on that. It was a buckling spring keyboard, like predecessor, really, like mechanical keyboards. Really great keyboard, stand up, still hold up today. All right, you can actually get modern versions of them if you want, and that is the layout upon which all other keyboards have been based on now. Okay, because if you saw keyboards before that, they were all fucked up. All right, they had the keys they didn't have any standard. All right, a unified standard. So that's the new standard, is the QWERTY keyboard. In Europe and other places, they got ANSI keyboards, or whatever they call. I think they might be ANSI, or they have ANSI. I can't remember if that's how it goes, but I'm not going to look it up because it's not important, but they have different layouts in Europe and stuff like that, of course, because they got different keys and stuff. But as far as American keyboards, generally, that's how they go, is with the QWERTY keyboard, the QWERTY layout. So that's basically the U.S. standard. So, and in like UK and pretty much any English-speaking country, maybe it might be a little bit different with England. I don't know if they have an extra key or something, because they have the different things that they have to use. But I imagine they just replace the dollar sign with the pound sterling sign, so on and so forth. But yeah, so this devil, man, going back in Jeremiah 22:13, woe unto him that buildeth his house by unrighteousness, and his chambers by wrong, that useth his neighbor's service without wages, and give him not for his work. And that's what this devil does, man. And even if they do give you money, it's not enough. All right, because you can still be wrong and pay somebody. If I had somebody, help me move all my furniture in the house, and I gave them $1, I did pay them. But that's a fucked up thing to do, all right? That you paid them, but that's not that's not really a wage, all right? It's not a livable one, right? So let's go and get this person says the world has got to start treating billionaires like piñatas until we get our money back. And it says think it's getting to be ready for it's getting to be about time for a French Revolution, buddy. It says the wealth inequity in the U.S. is currently worse than it was in France right before the revolution, and it won't happen. All right, you're not gonna get that money back, even if you try to fucking hold them upside down and shake the change out their pockets. You won't get it. So let's go get Isaiah 10:1. So it says, All right, Isaiah 10:1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed, to turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless. All right, and that's who they're robbing, us. Okay, they're robbing us, and what the other thing is that these motherfuckers are so unrighteous and wicked, is that they will rob the people that don't have the money to be robbed of. They don't rob the other billionaires. They don't say, hey, motherfucker, look, you got all this money, and go and smoke him and then take all of his wealth. No, they just all collectively convene and rob all of us that don't have it. Wouldn't it make more sense if you're trying to make shitloads of money? Wouldn't it make sense if you were a billionaire to kill another billionaire, all right, and take his money? Wouldn't that make sense? I mean, if I was a wicked billionaire, that's what I would do. I wouldn't try to rob all these people and get little, nickels and dimes. I'd just go up to another billionaire and just fucking smoke his ass. And I'd find a way to get all that money. I'd cover it up, all right? Kind of like how they did with the Titanic, right? Or kind of how like they did, with those, what was it? During the Super Bowl, those people on the helicopter. I can't remember if they're Arab or whatnot. Or something like that. And they do it from time to time, but it's never with the people that, it's never their little friend group, right? Their little friend group, all right, the Steins and Bergs. So again, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees. And there's all sorts of unrighteous decrees. The laws that they put into place, the labor laws that they put into place, the working laws that they put into place. Everything, almost everything is an unrighteous decree. And there's going to be more to come. You have to get a mark. You're going to have to get this mark. You're going to have to get this chip inserted. Oh, you're not going to be able to do this. Oh, you bought too much this. Oh, your carbon level's too high. Oh, you can't do this. Oh, you can't do that. And it's just more and more and more. It's been wicked and unrighteous decrees, and there's just going to be more to come. It says in that right grievousness, and grievousness is just terribleness, bad things. All right, that's what they do, which they have prescribed. So they have prescribed. If a doctor prescribes you something, what does that mean? It means they give it to you. All right, they give something to you. So they give you grievousness. All right, that's what they give you. That's your reward in the society is grievousness from the hand of the white man. All right, it says to turn aside the needy from judgment and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey and that they may rob the fatherless. That widows may be their prey and that they may rob the fatherless. So they prey on the weak and the innocent and the fatherless and the people that don't have it, right? That's who they're preying on, which is us, all right? We're the ones that don't have it. And that's just these devils, man. They're evil as shit. These devils are evil as shit, all right? And they're wicked. They're wicked. Everywhere you look, there's robbery. All right, there's robbery everywhere, and I mentioned it. So you go and say, oh, well, I want to get away from society, man. They're robbing me everywhere. All right, so what are you going to do? You're going to go out and camp in the woods, right? Well, you got to pay $20 for the parking, right? And then you got to pay $30 each night for the camping. All right, well, okay, I'll do that. But I'm going to go out there and I'm just going to hunt and I'm going to live off the land. Well, you got to make sure that you go and get your hunting license. All right. Well, I'll just fish then. Well, you got to make sure you get your fishing license. Well, damn, I'll just forage then. Well, be careful, because there's certain plants and berries that you can't touch. Some of them are protected, all right? And you can get fined more money if you touch them. Well, I'll just go and buy my own food. Well, then you're going to have to pay the tax. Well, shit, I'll just grow it myself. Well, how are you going to get the seeds? It's still going to get taxed somehow. They're still going to get you somewhere. How are you going to water it? You got to pay for the water. Even though water's everywhere in abundance, you got to pay for the water. You got to pay for the water, which the universe is most abundant in. Most of it's made up of water. You got to pay for the water to water your plant. So you're still paying for it. You're still paying for it, man. Well, I'll sell it, and then I'll make my money that way. Well, careful now. Because if you do that, I believe you have to have some type of permits to sell food and to do agriculture like that. I don't think you can just do that. I think you have to go through the state or something like that. I could be wrong, but I mean, at some place, I don't think you can just be a farmer and just sell your shit, willy-nilly. So keep that in mind. See where they get you everywhere. Well, I'm going to drive in my car. Well, make sure you have your smog test done. Make sure you got your emissions done, right? Make sure you got your license done. Make sure you got your registration done. Make sure you got your license, all right? And your driver's license, because you can't drive without getting the license, and it costs to get your license, all right? They rob you everywhere, man, and it's right in front of you. It's right in front of you, and no one ever does anything about it or says anything about it. They just think it's normal. So we're going to get Ecclesiasticus 10 and 8, and then we're going to close out. So it says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. And to further on more with that, let me, who is that people? Who is that people that it's going to end with and translate to? It says the kingdom is translated from one people to another. Who is that? This is where we're going to close out with. Ready? 2nd Esdras 6 and 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So, hey, man, your turn's almost up, and ours is right around the corner. It's right in front of you. So with that, we're going to go ahead and close out. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High. Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Makakwadash. Shalom to you brothers and sisters out there. Keep enduring, keep the faith. We're almost out of here. Until next one, Lord willing, Shalom.